Hello everybody, this is Ben Hansen from MinnMax, where a place about games, friends, and getting better. So watching Geoff Keighley's Gamescom opening night live event the other day, there was one game that stood out in a big bad way, and it was called DokeV. This is ridiculous looking. Are you kidding me?
They know all our weaknesses, Hansen.
Stop! We can't take anymore, it's too good. Stop! I assume we all had the same reaction watching this thing. First of all, what is happening in this trailer? Second of all, where the hell did this game come from? Third of all, is it a real thing? If it really is a Pokemon-style game with an astronomical budget, why isn't our Lord of Hype himself, Geoff Keighley, freaking out a bit more? Why did he give 5 times the amount of attention to the Super Monkey Ball character reveal than he did for this absurd-looking game? Let's break it all down in this video. This is what's fun about the game industry, is you can get hit by something completely out of the blue, and then you have to do some good old-fashioned research. First things first, what is happening in this trailer? So, DokeV was technically revealed at the Pearl Abyss Connect conference back in 2019. That's the name of the developer. It was introduced on stage as a creature-collecting MMO, but they've since been stripping that genre from its description and instead calling it a, quote, open-world action game populated with DokeV, magical creatures that gain strength from people's dreams. Regardless of genre, they say, we're going for fun, vibrant, and adventurous. In the earliest stages, it was called Project V, and it was originally just a mobile game, but the developers wanted to showcase their powerhouse tech, and so they opened it up, and now are planning on releasing it on PC and consoles, is what they said back in 2019, but they also added that it'll possibly be coming to mobile after that, presumably once phones have the power of a PlayStation 6 or whatever. The reveal trailer from 2019 does a much better job of showing what the game flow might actually be like. You can actually comprehend what you're looking at, with players navigating the world and unlocking DokeV, which are creatures from Korean folklore, I'm very sorry for my pronunciation, and then players are tackling a specific event associated with that DokeV. I'd imagine this explains a lot of the variety you're seeing, if it's all just custom events for each creature that you collect. In a later video, the developer Pearl Abyss say that they're aiming for good, wholesome family fun, just like in their favorite movie, Ghostbusters. Despite the genre changing, one thing that absolutely certainly has definitely not changed is the music. So please enjoy it, you're a rock star. In the game, you'll be flying around, driving a car, using a giant hammer, apparently fighting giant DokeV directly, a little bit like Monster Hunter here in this one shot. The entire game feels like it's coming from a similar place to Level 5's Yokai Watch series from years and years ago, including the device on the wrist. The official DokeV Twitter account has been tweeting since 2019, they had a big gap in there, but it's primarily just a series of questions like, what is this guy's name? You tell us! So you can follow them on Twitter if you want teases like, what is this vacuum up to? So where is DokeV actually coming from? The South Korean developer Pearl Abyss is fueled by the MMO Black Desert Online, which they launched back in 2014. It's a pretty good looking MMO, which has increasingly been saddled with pay-to-win mechanics that pissed off a lot of its players. It's still going strong though. It's currently sitting around the 48th most popular game being played on Steam. At its highest point, it had about 60,000 concurrent players, which puts it in the arena of a Dead by Daylight or Wallpaper Engine. You know, the Hall of Fame games. You might remember Black Desert Online for its stellar character creator.
They let you make an asymmetrical face.
Don't do it! No!
Oh, God. Oh, no, Bart!
According to an interview with VentureBeat, Pearl Abyss's CEO says the company was raking in $170 million in the first half of 2018 alone, after the release of Black Desert Mobile, which annihilated. In 2018, the studio had roughly 500 employees, and in an effort to expand beyond their one core IP, the Black Desert IP, they purchased CCP Games, the developers of the game we all love to hear stories about but never dare to play, EVE Online. So MMOs are really at the core of what Pearl Abyss knows well. Since they purchased EVE Online, they've been quote-unquote diversifying their portfolio. So at the same event back in 2019 where they announced DokeV, they also introduced Plan 8, which is an ambitious shooter which they say has open-world MMO elements. We're still waiting for a release date and more info on this one as well. I'm sure it'll be at the next Keighley event at this rate. They also announced a new title called Crimson Desert, which was a little bit confusing because it shares the desert name as their MMO, and they said it has as much content as an MMO, but it is not an MMO. Basically, Pearl Abyss games fall into the buckets of MMO, MMO-inspired, or used to be an MMO. So Crimson Desert is a single-player action-adventure game done in hard for that starving Dragon's Dogma fanbase out there. We hear tell that the main character named Macduff has quite the story to tell. The game had a big trailer at the Game Awards in 2020, but apparently we here at MinnMax were too distracted by our own headcanon to remember it in a big way.
This is the Shrek MMO. and the whole point is to find Shrek.
You're a person who's never met Shrek, and you're a big fan.
You hear a lot of good things about him.
Somebody once told you about this ogre.
He's not fun.
There he is! There he is! Oh, he was right there. Go back, go back, go back. Most recently, Pearl Abyss released a small-scale battle royale called Shadow Arena into early access back in 2020. Just for a frame of reference, understand what this studio's like, here's how it looked in the reveal trailer, and then here is how it actually plays now. Okay. At this point, the reviews are mixed on Steam, but they are coming from some very informed sources. In case you were wondering, that's 1.37 years of prep for one review. Do you see this, IGN? Is it really too much to ask? So, can Pearl Abyss actually pull this off? How excited should we be for DokeV? Do I need to get this tattoo removed? Can they pour money into a creature collecting game and have a great game come out the other end? I mean, according to their YouTube channel, they can afford to make this happen for the studio's kids. Just look at those kids' faces. This could be us when we finally get to play DokeV. So I really went from being fully in the camp of DokeV being complete vaporware, barely better than a sweet animation and VFX demo reel, to now holding like a smidge of hope that they can actually pull some of this stuff off. The studio has a history, they exist, they've been quietly building up the money and technical chops throughout the years, and they're eager to take some big swings into new markets. This could be it. I'll put the odds of this game actually releasing at 60%, and the odds of it being a good game at 50%. With the direction of the company and the fact that they're open to making it a mobile game after the fact, I'm not confident that it won't be a great looking microtransaction-fueled mess, but you never know. I'm sure the animations and everything else in the game will be dialed back by the time the game hopefully actually releases. But with no release date in sight, let's just bank on DokeV being a next-gen game and just try desperately to get this song out of our heads. We talk more about DokeV on the latest episode of the MinnMax Show podcast. You can subscribe to it on your favorite podcast app, or you can help support independent games media by subscribing to MinnMax's YouTube channel or telling a friend about what we're building here. Oh, and if you're working on DokeV, congratulations, we're rooting for you. Please tell us this is real. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.